Today in class, the students are learning how to do block sanding. Now, we're very lucky on this bedside because it is straight as straight gets. So we don't really need to put down any filler to take care of any defects. So all we're going to do is block sand it. And when we're doing that, we want to make sure that we're going with a 45-degree angle like this. And you want to get a relatively specific pattern in your sanding. So I don't want to sand some here and sand some here and sand some there. I want to have a pattern that I'm going to be using. And normally what I'm going to want to do is start on a line like this. And I'm basically concentrating on the top of the line, but I'll sneak down with a few sands. And I'll do this literally hundreds of times. Now, of course, you want to wear a mask when you do this, but I can't talk with a mask on. So what you're doing when you're doing that is, we don't want to just keep sanding in the same groove. It's like a record and a needle. You're going to go sand like this, and you'll get the scratches. Then you're going to come back, and you're going to knock those down. Now they're like this. Now we're going to come back and knock those down. Sanding is very boring. It's very tedious, so you want to be as efficient as possible. Another thing I like doing is, if I'm not wearing gloves, I don't want to put my hands on this, because just the oil from my hand can soak in and cause the paint not to stick. It won't happen immediately, maybe 6 months, a year, 2 years down the line, but you'll get a defect on that. So we get something to protect our sheet metal on top right here. We sand back and forth a million times. Now, if you did find a defect, you want to stop immediately and put a little bit of filler on that, or fix it whatever way you want, because you don't want to sand this down evenly and then put filler on and then try to sand that down evenly. You want to do it one time, that's it. Now, the longer the block sand, the better it is. So I'll do as much sanding with this block sander as possible. Sometimes I'll even use longer ones if I'm going to SEMA or something like that. But after I use my long one, as many areas as possible, then we use the smaller one to get into these smaller areas here. And of course, we'll be doing 45s on that. And you can mix in a few, straight up and downs and things like that. But the main thing is, you don't want to be random sanding places, and you don't want to sand in the same groove over and over again, because it's just going to take a lot longer for that sanding to happen. So I'll see if I get time to show you what this looks like at the end of the day, but I doubt it.